I'm Eric Eisenstein, the Avian Rebbe, and welcome to the Avian Rebbe HQ. But that's probably not why you're here. We can talk more, but let's head out to the trails.
Good morning. Today we're at Commons Ford Park in Austin, Texas, and we're going to do an interrupted walk. We're going to wander along, we're going to think, reflect, rejuvenate our souls and bodies, and along the way, what we're thinking about, what we're concentrating on, may get interrupted when a beautiful bird presents itself. That's a win. These birds can be inspirational, and that's what we're going to experience today. In fact, I think I see something out there. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. A LeConte sparrow is actually a lifer for me, so that's pretty exciting. Let's think about what that might represent. It's the beginning of a brand new year, the start of 2023, and that's certainly a time that I like to reflect. I think we all do. How is this year going to be different than the prior year? Maybe more importantly, how am I going to be different than I was in the prior year? These are the kinds of things that I like to reflect on when I come outside. It's an opportunity to look inward, even at the same time as we're surrounded by all the external beauty. That's one of the things that makes these walks so special for me. This morning, particularly, I'm thinking about that new year. What do I want to see that's new, like that little sparrow? Or perhaps, how do I want to see old things in a new way? And that's certainly something that I want to consider this morning. How do we change our perspective? What does it mean to look with fresh eyes or a fresh camera perspective? And what do we see up here? Oh, that's a yellow-rumped warbler. It's having a little morning preen. It's very, very gorgeous. And it's the kind of thing that reminds me of why I come out here, to be able to see that kind of enjoyable behavior that always brings a smile to my face. And there's bound to be more. That's one of the things that's so great. Here's a white-throated sparrow. It's just kind of relaxing, seeing what's going on, taking a pause while it forages in the morning. Maybe it saw me and decided to go up into a tree. But we're going to keep walking. That's what this is all about. For photographers, one of the most important questions you have to answer is, do I shoot long or do I shoot short? Let me give you a little example of what I mean. This first photo I'm going to show you is long. This is a LeConte sparrow zoomed in as far as my lens will take it. And you notice that it gives you detail and a sense of closeness. And then there's another way to shoot. I'll show you that now. You can zoom back out. And here at the short end of the lens, you can't see all of the detail, but you get a sense of perspective. And that difference between closeness with extra detail at the expense of perspective and context and understanding of the area is the big trade-off that photographers make. And I'd suggest that the question of whether or not you're zoomed in or zoomed out is an artistic one, and one that is entirely up to individual choice. There's no right answer or wrong answer. But that question of how we look at the world, whether through a photographic lens or through our own sense of perspective on the world, is one that needs to be answered intentionally. That's what it's all about, making the conscious choice.
I hope you're enjoying this morning's interrupted walk. There's going to be a bunch more coming, and all of them are going to be chock-a-block. Can I say chock-a-block? I can say chock-a-block. Chock-a-block with all kinds of spiritual wisdom inspired by the natural world. And of course, we're going to see lots and lots of gorgeous birds. So, before anything else, hit the subscribe button down below and make sure to watch until the end of the video, because that's where I'm going to take the lessons that we have learned during our walk and condense them down into 2 action suggestions that you can integrate into your daily life. That's what this is all about. It's not going to just be interesting, it's going to be valuable. We want to take what we're learning on the trails and put it together in an integrated way. With that interruption, back to the trails.
Jewish tradition teaches the word kavanah, which basically means intention, intentionality, the way of seeing the world. And it's about adopting a particular perspective, which again is what we do at this time of the year. How do we want to be different? How do we want to look at things? What do we do in order to make ourselves and our world a better place? That's our intention. And they can range, they can vary, and it doesn't really matter what your particular need is for the year, but it is important that we be conscious about it, that we live with kavanah, that we live with intention. And so one of the big challenges is I've now adopted that I want to live this way, but how do I remind myself to do it? Oftentimes, we slip into old patterns or habits, and we forget about the changes that we want to make. It's challenging. It's vital. And that's one of the things that I'd like to be able to perhaps make a few little action suggestions for us. Things that I want to try this year, and maybe there'll be things that you too can do as you set your own kavanah, your own intention for this new year of 2023. Now you have different focal lengths. You've seen different ways of seeing the world, and you want to be intentional about how you see the world. You want to follow your kavanah. But how to remember? That's the challenge. So first, set 3 daily alarms on your phone. Simple. Carry it with you, and each time the alarm goes off, think about your kavanah. Second, put 3 pennies in your pocket. Walk around. Each time that you think of your kavanah during the course of the day, place a penny. That's simple. And when you get home in the evening, check your pocket. If there's money unspent, there's kavanah still of which you need to be aware. Try these simple little things and see what happens.
Thank you so much for doing me the honor of spending your time with me this morning on this interrupted walk. I hope it was as meaningful for you as it is for me, and that's really saying something. I invite you to come back for another interrupted walk. We're going to do a bunch of these. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a little button down there you can push. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my written work and my teaching and the birds and all the wonderful things that I've had the honor of being able to share, go to avianrebbe.com. Links in the description. Again, my sincere thanks, and I really look forward to seeing you on the next